Hey, you just interrupted me as I'm building a town. And this is Kuni II, which is, I don't know, if you played the first game, then you know kind of the Studio Ghibli style that this RPG has. But they've definitely changed it this time around. I'm about at this point in the video you're watching, I'm further now, but it's like 6.5 hours in or something like that. And this is the town building that they have. It's not exactly the most exciting first thing to show you in this impressions clip, but it is a cool thing that you can do once you get to a certain point in the game. They, you can build different buildings like research facilities for weaponry and spells, and you can assign different people to them. So you can find specialists throughout the game that are better at designing weapons and better at crafting spells or making clothes, and you put them in these facilities, and then you spend money on research, build more buildings, and gradually expand your kingdom. So I'm going to get out of that because it's not the most enticing streaming option here. So at this point, I had just started building the kingdom. I was just messing around with it, and I wanted to show off a few other things and kind of mix it up as far as the gameplay I show. I'm not going to show any cutscenes, really. Nothing major. These are just kind of mid-quest kind of things going on here. So yeah, the goal right now is to open up research into Higgledies, which are these little helper creatures that kind of look like something from Princess Mononoke or something like that. Like just little forest sprite-looking dudes. And they can help you in battle in a lot of ways. They can they'll buff you during battle if you stand in certain areas. I don't even know if I've really kind of grasped everything that a Higgledy can do for you. But they're very useful, so you want to build a facility just for researching them. And the only person who can handle that is an old lady named Martha. So I'm going to go to her cottage and see if she will join my new kingdom. You've got to save, just in case. In case my PS4 breaks. So yeah, now I'm going to fast travel to Martha's cottage. There are a lot of, you can find little areas throughout the map that will enable fast travel to certain spaces. A lot of them are on the world map, some are inside. You know, they're different. Like if you go to a town, there'll be 4 or 5 scattered throughout, just to make it easier to get around. Those are the Higgledies right there.
Hello there.
Hello.
Well now.
As you can see, this kind of cutscene, it's not really a proper cutscene. It's not fully voiced. There's a lot of stuff like this where if you're just going to have dialogue between characters, it's just kind of Nintendo-esque moans and groans and snippets of dialogue rather than fully voicing everything. But everything else is voiced as far as the main movie scenes go. So naturally, to enlist Martha's help and have her join our town, or our would-be kingdom, we have to run on a fetch quest for her. It's actually this point in the game where there start to be. This might be the first quest, actually. Yeah, it's not until about 6 hours in that you get side quests, and there are a bunch that open up as soon as you get to this point. It's basically as soon as your kingdom is established. So I'm going to run out and I'm going to find her scrubber, which is actually, it's through this area. This is kind of the first, world map area of the game. So everything here is extremely low level. So you're going to see, I could just walk past these guys. If they have blue text, then you can just walk by, they won't bother you. But I'm going to fight them anyway just to see how badly I'll beat them down. And I think it'll be over in a second.
Watch this.
Now, in case you can't tell from this, the combat is much different from Ni no Kuni 1. This one is more of an action RPG in the way you play it, in that you have full control over one of your party members that you choose. You can swap them out as you want as to which one you control. So yeah, it's like strong attack, medium attack, dodge, all that kind of stuff. And this right here, I did opted not to do it, but these are skirmishes. And I don't know if I was at the right level for that. Basically, there's this whole other game, sub-game about taking over territories and reclaiming territories from characters. And it's... I think if I showed that here, you would just be like, what is this game even about? Because it's way different than anything else. The aesthetics are more like they are in the world map, and it's like a kind of more of a strategy RPG. I don't know, it's interesting. I haven't dug too deep into it yet. So I'm just going to walk past this goo. And go in here for the scrubber. And I think it'll, of course, look at that. Do you think I'm going to pass that treasure chest up? So yeah, you've noticed the world map is kind of like you run into enemies to have encounters with them, but if you're in a dungeon, it plays more where you would run up to you'll see it actually here. You just run up to them and start the battle on the screen. There's no separate transition or anything. So yeah, these dudes are guarding the scrubber. Some whamsters. Let's fight them. This shouldn't be too... Even though they're level 20, this is probably not going to be too bad. You can see Roland's firing off his gun. And R1 in this game is your ranged attack. It's really good. You don't really run out of ammo or anything, so you can kind of run around and fire off to your heart's content when you don't feel like engaging directly. Yeah, so this ended up being kind of a clip full of mechanics, because right here I uncover something else for the first time. You'll see.
What? Hey.
So this new character gives me a Dreamer's Key. Millennia gives me one, and what this does, there are these special doors throughout the game, and it's kind of, from what I can tell, it's a separate world, and it's like there are more difficult dungeons you can explore and reap great rewards from, I'm assuming. I didn't go too deep this time around because it looked kind of intimidating. It seems like its own separate journey, you know, like the kind of thing you'll do later in the game, or maybe I'll start getting into it soon, but...
Yeah. What? Hey.
Flippin' heck, man!
Okay, so she's going to go on and explain this a little bit, but from what she tells you, you go into these dreamers' doors, and there are a few scattered throughout the world. You kind of have to stumble into them on your own. I found another one just a few minutes ago when I was playing a separate time, but and as you go through these dungeons, the danger level rises steadily. So it's like there's a steady percentage of danger to watch out for, and as it increases, the enemies will get tougher and tougher. And there are things you can do in the dungeon to lower the danger level, and there are also things you can do, like if you accept certain items, the risk that comes along with that might be that it raises the danger level further. So yeah, let's check out what one of these doors looks like over here. All those little sparkling things you see on the ground, other than the treasure chest, those are kind of just typically items that you'll use to craft things. Two-slotting it right now. Okay, so this is a dreamer's door. The dreamer's maze, that's what it's called. Alright, so yeah, this explains in greater detail what the Dreamer's Mazes do. As you can see, those are the danger levels. Yeah, and other certain incidents will cause it to increase. The level and ferocity of the monsters you encounter will increase along with it, and you can earn these strange orbs that you can use to then decrease the danger level. So it's kind of a balancing act. So yeah, it looks like the goal is to stabilize each of these dimensions, and the Millennia, I believe was her name, the woman I talked to, she wants certain items, 9 in total, that you'll find throughout the Dreamer's mazes. So it starts off pretty standard, kind of lower level than I am right now, as the danger level is at 1. And as you'll see here, I kind of I end up getting lost a little bit, so I'm going to speed this bit up. Not a great introduction, or at least for myself, into the mazes. Alright, so now with the magic of editing, I did a little speeding, and as you can see, the danger level is at like 45, 46, 47, like steadily rising. Once it fills that meter, it'll be on level 2. Don't really want it to get there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so this girl, she'll give you orbs, but in exchange, she bumps the danger level up 30%. So that's kind of a good example of the risk-reward of playing through these. So yeah, go to the door, you can go to the next floor, or leave the maze. I opted to leave the maze because this looks like something that I'll have to spend some serious time with, and maybe deserves its own sessions. So yeah, gonna just wrap this up real quick. Gonna travel back to Martha's cottage and give her what she wants. And that right there is a quest complete. Pretty straightforward. Not much to it. There's a lot more to the game though, and it's definitely worth checking out. I will probably do some more videos like this, so yeah, thanks for watching.